வெல்கம் பேக் டு மை பாட்காஸ்ட். மீண்டும் என் பாட்காஸ்டுக்கு வருகை. தம்பி சார், இன்னைக்கு லா 28 படிங்க.
Law 28. Enter action with boldness. If you are unsure of the course of action, do not attempt it. Your doubt and hesitation will infect your execution. Timidity is dangerous. Better to enter with boldness. Any mistake you commit through audacity are easily corrected with more audacity. Everyone admires the bold. No one honors the timid. Reversal. Boldness should never be the strategy behind all your actions. It's a tactical instrument to be used at the right time. Plan and think ahead and make the final element the bold move that will bring you success.
நேற்று கிரிக்கெட் பார்த்துருப்பாங்க, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டெஸ்ட் மேட்ச்சு. அதுலேயே எக்ஸாம்பிள் வந்தது. டிமிடாக ஆடினாங்க ஃபஸ்ட்டு 98-4. Especially Pujara, Kohli, except Kohli who tried to come and negate it, but he played on item. But Pujara and everybody played defensive initially. But and especially Pujara and Mihari played very defensive. The pitch was doing something, and they couldn't negate it. We were down 4 for 98. 105 பால் 110 பால் 146 ரன் அடிச்சு he turned the match completely on his head on a pitch which was till that time helping fast bowlers. Rishabh Pant 146 run அடிச்சது பெருசு மட்டும் இல்லை. The way he scored that 146 is also remarkable. He reverse sweep பண்ணாரு Jimmy Anderson, that is England's primary bowler. He reverse swept him for 4. He came down the track and flat batted him for another 4. He disturbed the entire line and length of England. England was bowling in very good areas. நல்ல ஏரியாஸில் பால் போட்டுருந்தாங்க. அந்த ஏரியாவை கம்ப்ளீட்டாக டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணி he got them to bowl at his areas. And in a matter of 2 hours, he changed the match completely. Especially in the third session, he just took the match away from England. And the moment he got out, the way Thakur and Mohammad Sami struggled. And so Jadeja had to play 4-5 balls to farm the strike. You could see that there were 2 different matches. One when Pant was playing and one when Pant was not playing. Even Jadeja, though he played brilliantly for 84, played 150 balls. And so if England would have had visions, won the toss, put us to bat, and would have had visions at 98-4 for less than 200 all out. At 338-7 ஆக்கினது ஒரு பெரிய ஃபீட்டு. அது it will go down in one of history'sல one of the best Indian counter-attacking innings. An absolute boldness. He showed no respect. It was very audacious. People said if it didn't come off, it would look bad. But he's always been audacious. He's just 24 years old. He scored 500s. Dhoni has only 6 in test, and he has 10 50s. Of 10 50s, 6 or 7 are in the 90s, 80s and 90s. So we are talking about a kid who is absolutely audacious and who decides to back himself to the hilt. And he really threatened him. And he got out very unfortunately. Otherwise he would have another 1 hour, he would have hammered another 100 runs and put England under even more greater stress. India is back in the match because of an audacious counter-attack. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி ரிஷப் பண்ட்டுக்கு முன்னாடி இதை வீரேந்தர் சேவாக் நிறைய வாட்டி பார்த்துருக்கோம். So it is very exciting and it is very demoralizing on the other side. You get a good pitch, you are bowling right areas, it's successful. And then you have a guy who's absolutely doing unorthodox things, being very bold, audacious, and absolutely destroying your attack. Whatever may be the result of this match, but India would have been defensive from day one, has now put England on defense. Having won the toss, they couldn't bowl us out, and we are already at 338. Whatever we get from here is a bonus, but the sheer quality and the panache with which he played yesterday was a remarkable game. ஸோ இது இமீடியட்டாக புரியுங்கிறதுனால ஒரு கரண்ட்லேருந்து ஒரு எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் கொடுத்து எக்ஸாம்பிள் கொடுத்து You should always be like this. You should take the bull by the horns. And timid ஒரு வேலையை இறங்கினோம்னா we will never succeed. Even if you go all guns blazing and make mistakes, the solution is to become more audacious next time.
நீங்களே சொல்லுவீங்க கிரிக்கெட்ல expected to swing, decide to swing with ferocity. ஏன்னா அட்லீஸ்ட் எட்ஜ்ல பட்டாலும் எட்ஜ் பட்டே சிக்ஸ்,
எட்ஜ் பட்டாலும் சிக்ஸ், நேர பேட்ல பட்டாலும் சிக்ஸ். ஸோ திஸ் grinding and all will not work. You can grind when you have 100 for no loss, and then you can settle down to play the whole day. When the opposition has got you on the mat, you have to counter attack. So கிரிக்கெட்ல நான் சொல்லிட்டே போவேன், பட் நான் கிரிக்கெட் எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸும் சொல்லலாம். கமல்ஹாசனோட கேரியர் மோர் ஆர் லெஸ் டெட் அண்ட் பரீடு. அண்ட் நார்மலாக இது வரைக்கும் நீங்கள் கமல்ஹாசன் படம் பார்த்துருந்தீங்கன்னா சீன் பை சீன் அவன் வருவான் எல்லா படத்துலையும். அண்ட் he decided to change track. He decided to listen to what the director said. பாதி படத்துக்கு தான் இவர் வருவார், ஃபாத் பசல் தான் ஃபுல் படத்துக்கு வராரு. அண்ட் திஸ் விக்ரம்ங்கிற படம் became a blockbuster. He changed the way he doesn't normally give space to co-stars. மற்றவங்களோடலாம் ஆக்ட் பண்ண மாட்டார். In this case, he acted with Surya, he acted with Vijay Sethupathi, he acted with Fahad Fasal, all three big stars on their own. And he had to share screen space. He had to make the adjustments to produce a big hit. So when the time comes, we have to be bold, we have to make sacrifices, we have to be experimentative and try audacious things. Had he stayed back and said, no, I will be like this only, he would have died a bitter old man. Instead, he experimented, he tried something different. If he sticks to this, he will elongate his career. So this is in cinema. And in business, of course, there are many stories. Apple is a repeated success, audacious story. Nike is another such story, where a guy who wanted to do well in athletics but could not do beyond a point, with the help of his coach, imported shoes from Japan and started selling from the back of his trunk. With the help of coach, designed his shoes, got it manufactured in Vietnam and distributed across the country. Today is one of the brand, most sought after brand in the world. And with the tagline, just do it. So that is an audacious bet. Apple, like I said. So there are several such audacious bets. And when you, one of the audacious bets that went wrong is Tata Steel taking over Chorus. And it went horribly wrong for Tatas for 10 years. They could have held back, they could have played defensive, they could have but they threw caution to the winds, in the sense that they kept on acquiring. They acquired Usha Martin's facility in UP, they acquired Bhushan Steel, they now acquired another PSU government company, and they kept very aggressive in acquisitions and expansion. Having decided to make a bet, they knew that they knew they made a mistake. If they had got stopped halfway, they would have got killed. They decided to plow through it, pour resources into it, and they finally turned it around last year. Same thing with Tata Motors. So these are really audacious bets which go wrong, and when they go wrong, you will have to be more audacious to come out. That is, having decided to do something, if you stop halfway, you will die.
This reminds me of a movie which Anand made me see when I was very young. It's a movie called Escape to Victory. In that movie, it's very famous because Pele actually acts in that movie. Michael Caine and Sylvester Stallone. It's a story about English POW camp in France, where this English guy is caught, and I think an American player is also caught. A couple of other people are there, and they're all in a war camp, prisoners of war. And the Germans decide to use these guys to demoralize them further by forcing them to play an exhibition match, football match against the German team. And Of course, the movie is taken artistic liberty. They'll show them struggling and coming with plans to how to play the football match when it's heavily odds are against them. And they play the Germans, where the referees are also the Germans, and they keep on harassing these guys through the match. And finally, they will somehow draw the match, and the crowd, being ignited, storms the pitch. And in that storming of the pitch, some of them manage to escape. And it's actually based, I think, on a true story. And a lot of these war movies and war stories talk about this. But if you are bold and you decide to take bull by the horns, as they say, you have a better chance of coming out with victory on the side of victory. Most people get scared. பயம் வந்துடுது. வந்து பாதி வழி போயிட்டு என்ன ஆயிடும் ஒன்று நீ குதிக்க போற, நீ டிசைட் பண்ணிட்டா நீ குதிச்சாதான் போக முடியும். நீ பாதி வழியில நின்றுட்டேன்னா டெஃபினட்டா நடு ரோட்ல மாட்டின்னு செத்துருவேன். இந்த மியாகி கராட்டே கிட்ல சொல்லுவானே, ஆமா இந்த சைட் ரோட்ல எடு இல்லைன்னா அந்த சைட் ரோட்ல எடு, நடு ரோட்ல போய் நின்னா கச்சக்குன்னு ஒரு திராட்சை மாரி நீ அப்படியே சட்னி ஆயிடுவேன். என்ன சொல்றீங்க ஆனந்த்?
That's true. You brought up Miyagi, and Miyagi is a fine example of this. So you are either on this side of the road or on that side of the road. Having decided to attack, you have to go no holds barred. There are no half measures.
Correct.
So most of us get trouble because you want to, once you have got the initial advantage, you want to stop. The other guy will immediately come back and finish you.
Correct.
So when you have it, then you don't take prisoners, you go for it, and you go for
correct.
taking
Sean Connery and the famous and the bottle சொல்லுவான் Nicolas Cage கிட்ட, where they trying to escape from Alcatraz. அது சொல்லுவான் அவன் Nicolas Cage கிட்ட சொல்லுவான் இது பண்ணு, அவன் சொல்லுவான் நான் ட்ரை பண்றேன், சொல்லுவான் ட்ரை பண்ணாத, ஒண்ணு பண்ணு இல்லடா பண்ணாத, நடுவுல வந்து நான் ட்ரை பண்றேன்னு சொன்னாத. There is no such thing as trying. Either you do or you don't do.
A remarkable, it's true in sports, it's true in war, and it's true in life. At times we have to be extremely audacious if you want to succeed, and people who have been audacious have been extremely successful.
A great example of this for me in my personal life is another person who has talked about this boldness, and we're talking about boldness, who I've seen in close quarters is achieving this, is my own brother. I know he doesn't like talking about his life story, but Anand's always been dealt with lots of challenges in life. From a young age to now, every day sometimes has been a challenge for him. But he's always met it with boldness, audacity, and good temperament. I wish all of you could somewhere get Anand to talk about his personal life story from his childhood to now. It'll be a good podcast. Maybe one night part by part, decade by decade, we can take it apart and see. Maybe if it doesn't get too emotional, we can do that. That'll be an interesting podcast. But this law applies to Anand. Anand always should be very bold. Even this YouTube journey, we kept saying, lots of people are discouraging him. But he always used to chase me and sit on my head saying, wow, you record panna. Doesn't matter. ஒருத்தர் பார்த்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல, யாரும் பார்க்காட்டாலும் பரவாயில்ல, நம்ம வந்து பண்ணதை பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கலாம், வா. So all this what you guys see is what you admire most about Anand is his boldness. Even in Congress, even in politics, when chips are against him and everyone keeps telling him, why are you still in Congress? See BJP, they want you. And BJP people are quoting him. He still sticks to his guns of his principles. And he continues doing what he's doing, and he does it very boldly. I know if I toss the mic to Anand and say, that comments na padama, so from here we will conclude this talk and let Anand conclude the talk.
Anyway, it is a very important thing, and fortune favors the brave. That's all you can say. And sometimes it's very troubling, but fortune favors the brave at the end of the day. And everybody is afraid. Everybody has fear. The great Napoleon had fear. But at the end of the day, the guy who wins is who just walks the thin line and crosses fear and goes into boldness. But boldness does not mean being reckless. Being reckless means you get out. All the life is you take calculated risks. You look at odds, and when the odds are in your favor, drive home the advantage to the fullest. That's what it says. Thank you.
Yes. என்ன ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கணும், everybody is like you. You're not unique. நீ பயந்து சாவறியோ, everyone in the same boat தான். எல்லாரும் பயந்து சாவறாங்க, including your boss. Everybody is feeling pressure, everybody is feeling their own emotions, and they feel nervous about life. So remember that and take solace in that you're not alone, and fear is something that you should get over, and being bold is nothing wrong. Thank you.
Thank you.